Inside MLB is presented by Captain Morgan. There are captains in every crew, calling all captains. Drink responsibly.
The Texas Rangers are American League champions.
Here in Arlington, the beginning of the celebration here tonight at Rangers Ballpark. The Texas Rangers are headed to the World Series after a Game 6 win, 6-1. Plenty of friends on board for our post-game show here in left center field. Hi, everybody. Dennis Eckersley, David Wells, Cal Ripken Jr. Rangers are going to the World Series.
Oh, aren't they? I'll tell you what, that first game, think about what happened in that first game. Did they overcome everything? They really did. And they went on to decisively win this thing. And they're pitching with Lewis winning 2 games like that. Hats off to him in this game, but the Rangers deserve it. They really do.
They absolutely outplayed the Yankees. You know, we can make a big deal about whether they were rusty or not, or they weren't swinging or not. But the Rangers pitched better, they hit better, they made things, they forced things happen on the bases. They just played better than the Yankees.
Absolutely. And they did. And the thing is, what I like about it is that what Kobe Lewis did tonight was unbelievable. Like I said, he stays away from the walk situation, but give credit to Benjamin Molina back there that calmed him down, gave him an opportunity, kept the ball down on him, you know, and stayed with him the whole thing. And that's what I like, giving guys credit like that, because that kind of kept him focused on what he had to do tonight.
Yeah, Kobe Lewis and Molina could be considered the MVPs as well.
Yes, yes. As for the Yankees, after an LDS sweep over the Twins, they played from behind virtually the entire series, and they are headed home after their 14th League Championship Series. Back to the Bronx for them. Moments ago, Joe Girardi with our Craig Slick.
Well, thank you very much. I'm here with manager Joe Girardi, and Colby Lewis was just sensational, not only tonight, but beat you twice.
Yeah.
What was so effective tonight?
He knows how to pitch. He knows how to throw off speed behind the count. He locates his fastball extremely well, and he did it to us twice. He did it last weekend, and he did it again tonight.
We've been talking so much about the pitching throughout this series, but yet your lineup really didn't get going. Texas batting average over 100 more than you guys. What was wrong?
Well, they shut us down. They made pitches when they had to, and you know, the opportunities we did have, we didn't get many hits with runners in scoring position, and that was probably the difference in their series. They pitched better than we did, and they hit better than we did.
A lot of question marks for the Yankees. One involves, obviously, you. Your contract's up. What are you going to do?
No, it's not up yet. It goes till November 1st or October 31st. But obviously, this has been wonderful for me, and it's a wonderful organization to work for.
What about the core of this team, the Big Four?
I mean, there's questions that we have to answer over the winter. And there's some contracts that are up. Mariano Rivera, Jeet's up, Andy Pettit's up, and Georgie's back next year. He's got 1 year left, but there's some questions that we have to answer.
By saying we have to answer, I take it you will be back next year.
Well, you know, that's what I hope for. So obviously, I said it's been a real treat to work here, and I hope I'm back.
All right, thanks a lot for being with us. Back to you guys.
All right, Craig, thank you so much. Here's how Game 6 played out tonight here in Arlington. The Yankees getting themselves pumped up, never nervous. They seem never fazed by the situation they're in. Latest game ever here in this ballpark by nearly 2 weeks. This is rarefied air for the Texas Rangers, and yet again they score in the first.
It's exactly what they've done the whole series. You see Andres get another hit, a double here. You're just waiting for somebody to get him over and get him in. Then you see he gets jammed there, Hamilton, but they cannot score him on this base hit to left field, and so
didn't pitch around him there.
Right, it's about the only time they didn't walk him. 3 other times they did.
Vladimir Guerrero gets up there. That's harmless enough, but it's going to bring in a run.
That's another productive out there. We're running on the pitch. You get the ball on the ground, stay out of the double play, and score the run. The Rangers do that better than anybody in baseball.
Bottom third, Phil Hughes a little trouble. He's throwing a lot of intentional walks, some easier than others.
Well, that's what you don't want to do. You want to give that extra base because anything can happen. I know it's 2 outs right there, but a base hit scores 2 instead of 1 on that situation. That's just, I mean, that's brain failure right there.
But a lot of pitchers have trouble with that.
They really do. I mean, you know, you don't do this all that much, but how many times are you going to walk Hamilton and think you're going to get away with it? In this inning, they did, but later on in this game, it was trouble. You see see him get out right there. He gets jammed, and it's like, how many times are you going to get Guerrero out and walking Hamilton in front of him? This guy's too good.
Didn't hurt him in the third. Top 5 now. Alex Rodriguez leads off the inning. Doubled the left center field. It was the first hit given up by Colby Lewis.
Let alone, it was a great pitch right there. Slider down away. A-Rod just went out and got it. I mean, he got the barrel on the ball. That's why you see a ball like that. Maybe it looked like a bad swing, but he got good on it.
This is a huge play right here.
At the time, this was absolutely huge because the umpire should have got some help because that ball hit Swisher in the
knee.
Yeah, and then
the shin or something.
And I'm surprised he did not get help. This time he doesn't have those long pants on and baggy pants. This one hits him in the shin, and he fakes it.
Remember, it happened back in Game 4, and they didn't call it either. He's been hit by pitches twice in this series without going to first.
But this is the innocent single to Cano with the pitcher late covering right here. It seems like it does go for a base hit, but Hughes is a little late, and Cano doesn't give him a good throw at all. That is a base hit. No big deal. Once again, 2 outs. Let's walk Hamilton to face Guerrero.
It was just a matter of time before this guy got hot. I'm telling you. That's a situation. I mean, everyone knows what this guy can do in postseason, but when you get this guy hot, look out.
He's too good of an RBI guy to actually keep pitching around the Hamilton before him and say, okay, you're not going to get burned by it. And they got burned in a big way right there.
Absolutely. Vladimir Guerrero, in his 15th year in the bigs, gave them ultimately the go-ahead run that sends the Texas Rangers to the World Series. 3-1 at that point. Robertson comes in to relieve Phil Hughes and gives up the ghost. Fastball down the middle.
Bad hammy or not.
We'll talk about this play in a little bit greater detail. This was some amazing hitting that we'll get into in a minute. But Cruz certainly is the power guy that really adds on in the series, and even the series before this.
He's frightening. He really is. Every time he comes to the plate, I think this guy's has a chance to go bridge.
I think he hit the top of the wall twice, too, in the playoffs.
Just the beginning of the fireworks for Texas. Colby Lewis, 2 years in Japan before the Rangers brought him back to the States and dealing in the 8th.
Well, the thing is, he went over there as a thrower. As he came up through the organization and everywhere, he's a thrower. He come back from Japan a different man. He came back being a pitcher.
I'll tell you, we had a discussion about adjustments. Second time around, seeing him, whatever. Boomer was right because Colby made the adjustments way better than the Yankee hitters did.
Way better than Hughes did, really. Just one bad hitter with Guerrero. But to see Police coming in there to slam the door, that's great for him. This is great for the Texas Rangers, the American League champions.
Rangers win it 6-1. That never gets old. Guerrero knocks in 3 runs with that big double and the ground out. Josh Hamilton, he's your MVP. The Yankees certainly believe so. They intentionally walked him 3 different times. And Nelson Cruz with that crush job in the 5th to put it away for good. Greg Sager caught up with him.
Well, thanks. I'm here with Nelly Cruz. A lot of fans here were wondering if you were going to be playing after you tight hamstring the other night. Not only did you play, but you hit the big home run. I saw you running around the bases, looking in the stands. Can you capture that moment for us?
Oh, amazing! It's one of those moments you don't feel anything. I don't think I sleep enough last night. I was so happy and emotional to be part of this and come today and play. And when I get to the ballpark, they asked me, I was like, oh yeah, I play one leg. I gotta play with one leg.
You couldn't sleep last night. What'd you do?
I just rolled in there thinking about this moment, you know. And we did it, you know.
You grabbed the trophy. Obviously, it belongs to this entire team. This is a team. How did it come together from spring training to this point?
I mean, we were up a lot of up and downs, you know. Things got first, you know, but because he make everything. And all my teammates, I'm so happy for them. They all like taking care of each other. And this is a great moment I never gonna forget.
Colby Lewis, your starting pitcher, out to shut down the defending world champions. Any way to describe the game he had tonight?
Great. I mean, he command all his pitches, you know, in and out. And it's the way he be doing it all year long, you know. Thanks God today we scored enough runs, you know, so we can be comfortable there and throw the baseball.
Vladi Guerrero led the major leagues with 52 RBIs with 2 outs. What was it like when you saw the team, the Yankees, intentionally walk Josh Hamilton to face Vladi?
I went out there and told him, you know, don't let it do that to you, you know. Do something, so and he did it, you know. He came through. He came through.
Who was that? The interview ended with a fizzle there.
Yes. Tim Carver would have got mad right there.
Oh, yeah. Time for Captain K, presented by Captain Morgan. Starting pitching told the story. Lewis beat Hughes twice. Starters 3-1 in this series for Texas with a 3.41 ERA, less than half of what the Yankees racked up. We wondered how Colby Lewis would fare the second time around against the Yankees. Real good, actually.
He really did. You know, I thought that the Yankees would have much better at-bats against him. They swung the bat pretty good early. He got away with a couple balls that were hit hard. One in particular, Cano hit a double play ball that helped end an inning, but you got to give him credit. He only had a one run to work with, and then he gave up a scratch one on a wild pitch. But as soon as he got those 4 runs, I always wondered, was he going to go out there for the 6th, for the 7th, for the 8th? And he continued to do it. And you see right here, this is the ball that was hit hard, double play ball. And that's when things turn around for a pitcher. You know, he hadn't given up a hit to this point, and later on in the 6th inning, he goes out and look at this. He hits throws a little breaking ball that jams Jeter on a weak ground ball. You know, he threw a lot of weak ground balls, and then you see that Tim's swinging and miss badly. And this is a big, when Cano, the best hitter probably in the American League right now, he made him look silly, with a fastball, breaking ball, changeup, and he makes him swing and a breaking ball. If you make Cano look bad like that, you're having a great night. And he had a great night.
Man, did he had the night of his life.
Well, that's the thing about that is when you go out there and you get those runs and you go out next inning and shut them down, that's what he did. Every opportunity they got runs, he went out and shut them down. And that's a huge relief, not only on yourself and teammates, but you get the guys back in the dugout because the long innings, they keep them there.
I did think he got a little lucky. A lot of Adam balls at first. I saw A-Rod had some good at-bats. He hit some right at, especially Andrews made the play, particularly the double play. But then his breaking ball got a little sharper, and he got his curveball got a little bigger, and then he started to see some funky hacks.
He did. So there was the line out.
There was some funny hacks.
Jeter took a bad hack.
The double play to end the 4th, but you thought his 6th was most important because what you were talking about, a 4-run 5th in the Rangers' home half, and then he comes out there, he's got to protect that lead.
Well, in a long delay, that's what you want to do. You want to get out of there as quick as you can. But the bottom line is get that first out. That first out is very, very important, to the team, because that way you're not going to cruise from there. But then he gets some easy outs right there, and that's even better than just getting the first. But you get those easy outs, that gets him back, and that keeps him in the ball game, and he can go deeper into it, and there was a thought maybe Ron might have kept him for 9. You never know. But that's what you do. When you go out there and get that opportunity, keep putting him out there, that's a momentum builder for him.
The final blow for the Rangers offensively was Nelson Cruz's 2-run home run in the 5th inning. He's shown a lot of people nationally just how good a player he is.
We're talking about making adjustments here. He got curveball after curveball after curveball. Here's the first one, 78 miles an hour, stays inside. 1-0. Here comes another curveball. Okay, drops it over for a strike. 1-1. That's at 80 miles an hour. Here comes another curveball. Okay, 80 miles an hour. Now he's there. Now in his mind, he's thinking, okay, here's another one. Okay, is he going to throw me anything but a breaking ball here? There's another breaking ball. Hit it right off the cue of the bat. And then you try to go inside with the inside cutter, leave it out over the middle of the plate. One piece of cheese, and he takes it deep. How in the world can he be sitting on that one piece of cheese?
That's when you want the piece of cheese to go straight. It just sort of cut a little bit to the head of the bat. And this guy, when he takes a swing, every time he takes a swing, I think he's going to go bridge. Well, I'm telling you.
Well, the thing right there, you got to change his eyesight. You just can't be staying slider down, slider, curveball, curveball. Elevate that sucker, man. Bring it in there. And then you got an opportunity. Exactly. Not that little piece of cheese that went way out. Forget it.
That cheese is gone. Rangers are headed to a National League park near you, or possibly not, for the Game 1 of the World Series. Nolan Ryan's back in the series for the first time in 41 years. Texas will play either San Francisco or Philadelphia, and they become the 6th team to make it for the first time since the turn of the century.
Sitting for that one piece of cheese.
That lucky mouse got it.
I swear to God, when he swings, I think
what a roller coaster it has been in Texas in 2010. Going back to spring training, this team has been through it all and will keep it up antlers and claws all the way to the World Series. Remember back in March, manager Ron Washington confirmed he tested positive for cocaine last season. The team decided to stick with him. In July, Texas acquired ace lefty Cliff Lee from the Mariners in a 6-player deal. In the middle of the summer, the Rangers picked up outfielders Jorge Cantu and Jeff Francoeur. Then in August, the team was finally sold to a group led by Nolan Ryan and Chuck Greenberg. And now, the very first American League pennant for this franchise, and they are off to the 2010 World Series. You couldn't write this. I mean, you could send this to Hollywood, they wouldn't believe you.
I don't know where to go with the timeline. It's a wonderful story all the way around. You know, Wash has really created a wonderful culture inside that clubhouse. They didn't play tight at all, and they swung the bat. I mean, I can't believe how loose and carefree they played the whole series.
That's what team unity is all about. If you're playing together, I mean, they do everything. Just hear them talking. It's like in '98, we did everything together. We went on the road. We all had meals together. We did everything as a team on and off the field. That's how these things come together. I mean, it's a great.
Yeah, this team really likes each other a lot. You know, you saw Hamilton, that everybody rallies around Hamilton, who could be the MVP. But, you know, this team, every year you think they're going to take gas in August. You really do it. They've done it for many, many years. But this is an all-round team. You know, power, speed, good starting pitching, and they got a kid at the end. So somebody's going to have a tough time with this club because they're sky high going into the World Series.
Well, and Cliff Lee's not half bad either.
No,
and
he could win 2 or 3 games in the World Series.
The bonus from winning this Game 6 rather than going 7 is that Lee presumably will be the Game 1 starter in the World Series. Moments ago, Craig Sager caught up with the ace lefty.
Well, it's the 4th team. Cliff Lee's been out in 14 months, but I'm still here. The same story. You're going to the World Series.
I couldn't be more excited. I mean, it's a great group of guys. It's been a fun ride ever since I've been here, and these, you know, it's definitely a group effort. You know, this lineup's not a whole lot of fun to face. I've had to face them over the years, and, you know, you throw Vladimir Guerrero in that mix, it makes it even more powerful. So, you know, Kobe Lewis pitched an unbelievable game tonight, won it for us, and now we move on to the next round. We got 4 more wins, and I wouldn't put anything past this team.
As the ace of this team, you didn't know if you're going to pitch a Game 7 or Game 1 of the World Series. What was it like in that dugout watching Kobe Lewis pitch the way you did?
He dominated from the beginning to the end. I mean, he went 8 solid innings. I think he gave up 3 or 4 hits. You know, the only run they scored was on a wild pitch. Dominated him from the start to finish. I mean, it was highly impressive. You know, you got to give a lot of credit to Vladimir hitting that double there in the 5th. I think it was the 5th, 4th or 5th, whatever it was. And then Cruz, hitting the homer after that, kind of sealed the deal for him. So it was huge inning for us. They kept pitching around Josh. I had a feeling eventually Vladdy was going back and pay for that, and he definitely came through. So a lot of credit goes to him and Cruz hitting the homer and the way Kobe pitched. It was an unbelievable game for those 3 guys especially.
Would you rather face your former team, the Phillies?
I remember Lee set to go in Game 1. Could he face Tim Lincecum? Might he face Roy Halladay, for whom he was traded last year in that 3-team deal with the Mariners? A few storylines there to talk about. Ranger fans don't care right now. No, absolutely not. Back to 4 after this.
Out of the Twilight Zone if that happens.